Hiya, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to double up some stencils and then emboss. I have two new stencils here from the October release at A Colorful Life Designs. They're called Flurries and Candy Stripes, I think. They are sort of holiday related, but I'm going to show you in this example that it doesn't have to be holiday at all. I feel like this Flurries one is really vintage and fun, and the stripe one obviously you could do loads with. So here's a couple photos of the finished card. You can see the dimension, all the texture, and how I decided to finish it. So I'm starting with the Flurry stencil, and I'm working to start directly on a card base. You'll see I end up actually chopping it off so that I can emboss it for the finished card. But at this point it's still a card base, so it's US A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm just using residual ink on my blending brushes. I don't typically clean them in between unless I'm going from a darker color to light. I usually just leave the ink there, and then I can get a nice subtle color for the next time that I want to use it. So now I'm just doing some blending to kind of tone down the white, and I'm thinking, it's kind of lackluster. So in typical fashion, I don't have a plan. I have not made a preliminary card sample of this. I'm just kind of playing and seeing where it takes me. So I'm kind of liking this more, but I'm thinking it definitely needs something else. So I'm kind of creating a vignette and bringing the eye into the center because it's lighter, but it's still lacking. So now I sprayed some pixie spray on this candy stripes, pushing it down with my brayer. So even with pixie spray, you still want to kind of go along with the opening as much as you can, just so it doesn't shift around on you. But I'm busting out a couple of my favorite colors, especially the Flirty Fuchsia. That's probably my favorite color ever of Catherine Pooler. And I'm coming in really dramatic with this fuchsia color. So I'm sort of following my own advice, not really. I'm kind of blending right over it. So I'm lucky that these didn't shift on me, because when you have open strips like this, these are usually the hardest ones to keep from shifting on you, even with pixie spray. But at this point, the pixie spray is doing pretty good. It's holding it down. I have the magnets there holding the whole thing down, but it's more the pixie spray in this case, just holding down all those little stripes on the stencil. So coming in really dramatic, filling in all the openings on this second stencil, and then I'm going to come in with the Something Borrowed just to add some more interest and drama into the card. So I'm kind of coming in on the corners, adding that blue and really deepening that color. So these just blend so beautifully together. Now I'm going to pull this back, and you can sort of see the flurries at this point. They're a little bit hidden, and I decided, I want to do a plaid. So I was being a little lazy and didn't want to pull out other colors, so I thought, I'll just use residual ink. But then I realized it was really going to start shifting on me if I pushed really hard, because the pixie spray was starting to kind of not be as strong. So I didn't really go too crazy. It was just a very subtle plaid blend. So now I have this. I decided to cut it down. This is when I cut it slightly smaller than A2 size, and then I have this 3D embossing folder from All to New. Now I'm going to very carefully spritz the back only with water, because this is a water reactive ink and I don't want to affect the ink. So I'm just carefully spritzing the back, and the reason I do that is to really help the paper fibers really fold around this three-dimensional embossing folder, because I really want to get as much of that design as I can. You can see it really stuck to it. That's how much it embossed it. So you can see this awesome detail, especially when you turn it in the light. I love stenciling and then coming in 3D embossing. I feel like it's always a WOWZA effect. Now I need to finish the card with a sentiment, so I'm shopping my sentiment book, and I end up finding this gorgeous teal thank you right away. This is, I think it's called Big On You is the stamp set. I'll link it in the video description box below. That happy birthday from from Honeybee Stamps would have been really cool too, but I ended up going with that thank you from Concord and Ninth. I felt like the colors and the size of it worked really well with the design. So I attached that with some foam tape and added some resin drop blingage. And that's going to finish the card. So super easy, textured. I was able to use 2 new stencils, and be sure to check out the rest. There's an amazing release this month. So use my coupon AmyFan10 and you'll save 10% on your complete order. So thanks so much for spending time with me today. I'll catch you next time. Bye.